Before you get started on your project, you need to determine what kind of wood floor that you have. There are multiple varieties. There's solid flooring, there's pre-finished flooring, engineered flooring. Only some of these can be sanded and refinished. And if you put a sanding machine on the wrong type of floor, you'll be very disappointed with the result. So you need to determine exactly what you have. Let's take a look. Let's first talk about the solid tongue and groove style floors. These floors are usually 3/4 of an inch thick. They are meant to last a lifetime, and their thick wear layer allows them to be sanded multiple times during their usable life. Factory finished floors are also solid wood, but depending on the brand and make of the floor, the wear layer may not be as thick as solid wood flooring. This type of flooring can be resanded very nicely. Then there's engineered flooring, which is made to look like solid wood flooring, but actually is made up of thin layers of wood laminate glued together. This type of floor usually has a very thin wear layer of wood and cannot be sanded and refinished more than once in its lifetime. Unless you have a high level of confidence that your engineered floor has enough of a wear layer to handle a resanding project, then I would not recommend trying to resand it. As for the vinyl flooring, this product is not real wood and cannot be refinished through a sanding process. There are a number of ways to determine which kind of flooring you have. For instance, if you know how old the flooring is, you can make some assumptions about the type of the floor you're working with. Prior to the mid-1980s, wood floors were almost exclusively made from solid wood flooring. So if the floor you're working on was laid prior to that time period, then you have a large confidence level that the floor is solid wood. For factory finished or engineered wood flooring, there's a very distinct characteristic specific to these type of floors. It's called a micro bevel, and it is visible where two pieces of wood come together. If your floor has this feature, then it is either factory finished or an engineered floor. Another way to determine the type of floor is to inspect the area around a heating vent or the area where the wood floor butts up against the carpet or some other type of flooring. Before you get started, you want to inspect the condition of your floor. Understanding the condition that your floor is in is actually going to help you select which sanding machine to use. We've got a dining room here, about 110 square feet. Looks like 1.25 inch oak. It's in pretty good condition. The floor is actually reasonably flat, so we're not dealing with any kind of cupping or crowning situation that's going to be a problem. We do have some water damage that we're going to need to be aware of as we sand. Might have to spend some more time there making sure that we get that area cleaned up as much as possible. But generally speaking, this floor is in reasonably good shape. It's just old and some of the finish has worn off. I'm going to use the drum sander in this condition because I've got some open space here and I can be really productive with that machine and knock this project out fairly quickly. There are two distinct flooring issues either created by too much humidity or too little humidity in a house. A cupped floor, which is where the edges of the wood actually curls up and is higher than the middle of the floor, that's caused by too much moisture or too much humidity. The reverse of that is a crown floor where the center is higher than the edges. Both of these are issues that can be corrected temporarily with sanding, but really need to be handled long-term with handling the humidity or moisture issues that you might have in your house.